Greetings, this is Shakaama live with my How to Be an Entrepreneur series. This is the second part to the introduction. This is still an introductory video. I wanted to just do another introductory video because I want to prepare people for what they're going to receive. In this series, I'm going to say some things that will piss people off. I hate to use language like that, but it will piss people off. Not because what I'm saying is evil or malicious or hateful or anything like that, but you have been trained in a bad way. And specifically, I'm talking to black people. So white people, it may not even apply. And I know everybody wants to believe that black people are the same as white people, but we're not. We really aren't. We're not raised the same. I'm sure, pie in the sky and all that sort of stuff, and everybody's equal and so all that jazz, but we're really not raised the same. So let's get right down to it. You are a lean, mean, warring machine, and anyone that gets in your way is a lamb fit for slaughter, including banks, families, and competitors. This is a mindset that I want you to have for this entire series. This is the art of war. And now, time out just before we start into the rest of the introduction. I want to make this statement, and I want to make this statement plain as day. Do you think religion should govern everything, even business? If you answered yes, then business is not for you. Stop watching this series. And anyone that tells you that religion has a role in business is trying to sell you religion and not business. I'm serious about that. If you believe religion plays a role in business and it should govern everything that you do, stop watching this series right now. Let's continue. Many people have bad, terrible, horrible habits. And it, of course, it's going to detract from them ultimately having any money. People say they want money, but they do absolutely nothing to get money. And I'm not talking about getting a job. That's not getting money. Getting a job is, you're basically, renting yourself out as a slave. Black people are the absolute worst at preparing their children for money and life. Why do I say that? It is a high sin to say, go get a job, right? That's a high sin. This is a self-hating black person. This is a race traitor. If you continue to talk to this person, you yourself are a race traitor. It is a high sin. We're talking about your life. If your advice is to go get a job, this, you might as well, in as far as this series is concerned, you might as well go hang yourself off of the highest rafter, off the highest building, jump off the highest building that you possibly can find. You have no place. As far as this series is concerned, you have no place listening to this series. Now, I'm gonna advise you to go get a job temporarily for something specific. And I'm not gonna say go get a job. I'm gonna tell you to go get a specific job doing something specific. That's different than go get a job. Go get a job is literally somebody telling you to go be a slave. I want you to take it just that seriously. You got me? Are we on the same page now? Okay, number one, remove the baggage from your life, including your parents. If your parents say, go get a job, what are you doing? Go get a job, blah, blah, blah. If your girlfriend says, what are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Get rid of them. If you have friends that say, man, you'll never do anything. Get rid of them. Get Get rid of them. And when I say get rid of them, I mean literally get rid of them. Move away, move out, take your stuff, take everything that you own from this. Stop, lose their number. Tell them to lose your number. Get rid of those people. I'm talking about your life, and I'm being serious. I want you to be just this serious. This is serious business, right? Remove all bad habits from your life. Drinking, smoking, any sort of drug, pills, a girl that you shouldn't be with, that you go have sex with once, and get rid of those bad habits. A woman is the worst bad habit. The worse than a drug, worse. Until you gain a mature outlook on women and get married, you're going to have just a terrible time in business. Now, I'm going to discuss something that I call the high path and the low path. And I want you to understand this. Do you help people who are weaker than you? If so, that is the high path, right? And you help people who are weaker than you just because they are weaker than you. For no other reason. Oh, that person needs money. Let me give them money. Oh, that person is cold. Let me give them a blanket. Oh, that person needs shelter. Let me give them shelter. You just help them just because they're weaker than you. Do you let people die who could have stood up for themselves? You walk past somebody and it's a big, huge guy versus two tiny guys who you obviously see are not very good fighters, but the big guy is doing nothing, and he actually dies from the two small guys. Do you walk past? If you walk past that person, and you walk past them saying to yourself, he should stand up for himself, and you walk past him, that is the low path. This is not a different a thing of good and evil. I know Christianity has put into your mind that there's only good and evil. There is no such thing. I'm telling you high path and low path. What does high path and low path mean to you? Absolutely nothing, right? The words mean absolutely nothing. There's a mountain and there's a valley. That's what I want you to get in your mind. It's just geography. It's just geography. There is no good and evil in this. There's nothing to say there's anything good with giving away all of your money to poor people. The poor person sometimes is poor because they want to be poor. They have bad habits. They refuse to change. That's why they're poor. And you're giving them money. You're doing nothing but throwing away your money, right? So if you knew that entire scenario about a person, wouldn't you say that the high path person is the fool, is an idiot, and is most likely actually quite evil, right? If we want to put it into those terms, that's pretty stupid, dumb insanity. That's a definition of insanity, throwing your money away, right? Are you honest even when not asked? That's high path. That's high path. So, somebody says, "Oh my God, this food is terrible," and you go, "Oh, well, you see, our machine is only 120 degrees instead of 200 degrees." When all bacteria dies at 110 degrees, right? And the person says, "Oh, okay, I'm suing you." That's a high path person. They were honest when not even asked, right? And the whole intention was the customer was trying to sue the person. They looked for any excuse, and the owner offered them up an excuse with witnesses. Are you honest when it's good for business? That's low path. See, you are still honest. You're honest when it's good for business. People see. So I'm saying it's not a question of good versus evil. It's a question of geography. High path versus low path. The low path is good for business. Do you treat your customers like gold? That's low path. Do you realize who is a customer? Do you know an employee is a potential customer? If you make cars and you pay your employees enough, they could be buying the cars. So every year your employee could buy a brand new car. It might not be very wise financial decision for them, but you pay them enough that they could afford to buy a car every year. That's a potential customer. So you recognize a customer wherever a customer appears, right? You have to prepare yourself for this. There is nothing wrong with the low path. Low path is not evil. Low path is for business. High path is for sainthood. Oh, and a lot of times sainthood is people that the churches really could just use and abuse and manipulate into doing things. Because why? They were high path. They had to face the dragon dressed in a t-shirt. They had to throw themselves off a cliff to save the damsel that the high priest sacrificed to the god of fire. That's high path stuff. It's complete idiocy. Do you think religion should govern you in business? If so, stop watching right now. This isn't for you. I'm repeating myself, but I want you to get the idea. What you don't realize is that religion, all religion, tells you to give all authority to that religion. Not that God, but that religion, which means you cannot do business. There is no place for religion in business because you're given authority over to that religion. Oh, should I blah, blah, blah? Oh, you should listen to me, son. Listen to me, son, because I am the authority. Right? When I'm going to prepare you to be the authority in whatever market that you're in. The low path is the path of the strong, not for the weak. Anyone that hands authority over to someone else is weak. Number 4, why haven't you already gotten into business? Getting into business is a decision. It's not a skill. It's not money. It's not anything. It is just a decision. And I want you to understand that. Number 5, prepare to succeed, meaning failure is just more preparation. Understand that. Understand that a lot of the people with the most brilliant and the most richest successes that we know about failed hundreds of times at some points. Prepare to wheel and deal. Learn the art of the deal. Understand that business is wheeling and dealing. It is not, how much is a burger? $1.79. Okay, here's $1.79. That's not business. That's you treating your customers like idiots. And that's sort of how we do things in America at retail, right? We treat the customer like an idiot. This is how much it is. When in reality, most of the world it's the art of the wheel in the deal. You have the money. You're going to give me a good price for the item. And we're going to negotiate the price. So get the whole notion of looking at the menu and paying what the menu says. That's the idiot's guide to business. Learn the art of wheeling and dealing. I would even go so far as to try and wheel and deal at any point that you can. Go to farmers markets, wheel and deal. Go to flea markets. Learn it. This is a skill, and I'm being serious about this. Learn it. Go to flea markets. Go to farmers markets. And try and wheel and deal. Buy stuff, wheel and deal, and that's and the buying the stuff. That is the price of your education. Look at that. You actually come away with something, right? Prepare to read tons of books. I will be putting links to books that you will purchase, and prepare to read tons and tons of books. I'm going to have you prepare And everybody will tell you in business that all the business people, all the good, successful people read tons of books. There is nobody who becomes a millionaire, billionaire without reading. They read. Can you imagine the really big stock traders get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and start reading? Prepare to listen to motivational speeches daily. I want you to start listening to motivational speech today, right now, right after I get done with you. Prepare to do lots of homework. You will be an expert in the field that you choose. I'm not going to tell you what to choose. You're going to come up with that on your own, but prepare to be an expert in that field. I want you to be an expert in the field. Don't marry the wrong person if you're not married. If you are married, train your wife. Your wife may have had bad training, right? Remember, I was talking about the black parents who told the kid, go get a job. That is bad training. A lot of black people don't know how to train their children or prepare their children for life. So your wife might be the victim of some very bad training. Your wife might be the victim of thinking of being selfish. So a lot of things that and behavior she might be exhibiting that gets on your nerves are just things because she was taught to be selfish. When you are a wife, when you are a husband, when you agree to do that, you are supposed to completely give up all selfishness toward your spouse. So you're not supposed to be selfish to your wife, and your wife is not supposed to be selfish to you. You have to train her to stop being selfish. Me. There's no more me when you're having children. There's no me when you get married. So you have to train your wife, right? And I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, whatever. You and your wife should never blame anyone but yourselves. This is another part of being selfish. Selfish people say, oh, it was all your fault, right? If not, get rid of that thinking right now. Get rid of that thinking. Don't blame anybody else but yourself for stuff that goes wrong or for stuff that frustrates you. And make sure that you tell the person, this frustrates me. More than likely, it's going to be something about the other person being selfish for no other reason that they just want to be selfish, right? This is life. We're talking about life. A lot of people don't want to take life serious. They were like, oh, I just want to have fun. No, it's not about having fun. It's not about going out and shopping every day. This is life. It doesn't get any better with anyone else than with the one you're with right now. That's what you need to tell your wife. It doesn't get any better with anyone else than me, right? That's what you say to your wife. And it's about to get much better quickly. Why? Because you're listening to Shakaama and the series about being an entrepreneur, and the end result is to be a millionaire, right? I'm not teaching you to be an entrepreneur to make $30,000 a year. I'm teaching you to be a millionaire. If your wife refuses to get on board, it might just be time for divorce and find you a supportive wife. And I really hate to say that because I actually do not believe in divorce, but why be saddled with some selfish broad who refuses to be a wife and wants to just be a stranger in your house that you have sex with? And I'm being serious about that. Why be with some woman who is selfish and in your house? Get rid of her. Luckily, if she is a girlfriend, thank God you dodged the bullet there, and just get you a new, and look for a supportive wife. It's better to find the diamond already polished than to polish a diamond, right? There are so many women who are just trained to be selfish. The fathers spoil them, the mothers spoil them, and it's, oh, You're the be all end all. You're the chosen one, blah, 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 right? Instead of training them to be a wife, which is how women were trained before, right? That's how they were brought up before. You're going to be a wife, you're going to have children, and you're going to have a good family, right? Now, with the advent of feminism, we have all of this selfishness being taught. And so then we do have divorce, mainly in the white community, but we do have divorce, and divorce is actually touted by the powers that be. Luckily, black people have not fallen to this for the most part. If you watch my other videos, I have already told you the real statistics about black divorce and black marriage. Black people are pretty darn lucky when it comes to that. But if you find yourself with an unsupportive wife, have her look at this video. You're going to be on board to become an entrepreneur and ultimately a millionaire. If she's not on board with that, really, what does the song say? Drop that zero. She's not firing. She's probably not sane. She's probably not sane anyway. There's all sorts of stuff messed up with her, right? Number 12, prepare to stop eating out, going to the club. I know this is really going to freak some wives out, right? Prepare to stop eating out, going to the club, going to church 24/7, taking trips. So notice I didn't say going to church altogether. I said going to church 24/7. There is absolutely no reason to go to church other than on Sunday morning. The markets are closed anyway. Sunday is the perfect time to go to church. The markets are closed on the weekend. Not all markets, but the main markets are closed. So yeah, go knock yourself out on Sunday. But that means you don't go to Bible study. You don't go to second Bible study. You don't go to deacon's meeting. You don't go to mother's meeting. You don't. No. I'm gonna. The stuff that I'm gonna teach you, you're going to think like this. Prepare to stop taking trips. Prepare to stop buying new stuff. Be frugal. Your time is precious, and so is money. And the more you learn, the more you know, and the more you grow, you're going to realize that deacons meetings and mothers meetings, blah, 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 you're giving your time over to somebody who doesn't even appreciate it. And I'm not talking about God. I'm talking about the religion. The religion. The church does not appreciate your time. Really, they couldn't care less. They just want numbers. They're like these other people trying to get black people to do stuff. Number 13, you and your wife are a team. Learn together. Bounce information off of each other. Coach each other. Support each other. You and your wife are a team. This business thing that I'm going to be training you in, I want you and your wife to go in it as a team. She should be watching these videos as well. Number 14, get rid of the TV. I say sell the TV altogether. Flat screen TV that you're so proud of, get rid of it. The radio is good enough for any emergency announcements. Listen to business radio. There's always business radio on that you could actually keep it on 24/7 for business. I mean, we're preparing for business and we're not preparing to be entertained, right? Understand that you're going to be making sacrifices here. The reason that people turn 65 and they have no money is because they never took life seriously. They never invested not a single dime into anything. The internet is perfect for all of your entertainment, for all of your information. I'm on it, right? I'm on it. This is how you found me. Number 15, prepare to learn from your mistakes. Write them down. Analyze exactly where you went wrong. Analyze where you went right. Also, did you have them all the way up until you said that last thing, right? So that's what I want you to analyze your mistakes. Don't dwell on the mistakes. I want you to analyze your mistakes. I want you to be able to say, to report back to me and say, well, I was going great here, and this is what I said. This is what I said. And then I said this right here. And that's where it went wrong, which leads into number 16. Prepare to read people. For people and not their positions. Read the person. Read the person. It's not the secretary. It's not the CEO. It's Sarah. It's Jim. It's John. Read the person. Prepare to use and manipulate people. I already went over that earlier. This is all a big game to get what you want. Prepare to understand how to motivate other people to do what you want. Make them think that they thought of it themselves. I'm a master at this. Give them what they want so you get what you want. But only give them what they want after you get what you want. Understand that. And that right there is going to save you millions of dollars. That sentence right there. So many people say that, right? They've given away the farm and got nothing. 18, learn to build instant trust. Learn to build instant rapport with somebody. 19, there are stupid people in the world. There are evil people in the world. There are insane people in the world. Learn to identify those people immediately. You cannot talk to someone stupid. You can't discuss, you can't persuade, you can't do anything with somebody stupid, right? Imagine you went up to a gangbanger and start trying to talk about real estate. They are stupid. The person is stupid about real estate, right? They have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. You can't talk to someone evil. If somebody's hell bent that the world should end tomorrow and that they are going to be the instrument of its destruction, you can't talk to that person. You can't talk to a religious person. A person said, well, I'll just let God do it. I'll just let God do it. Okay. Could you call God then to the front door? I'm laughing, but I'm serious. I'm serious, and those people exist. I'll just put it all in God's hands. Well, are you going to invest today? I'll just put it in God's hands. Okay. You can't talk to that person. You can't talk to someone who's a zealot. And this isn't just a religious zealot, a zealot, period. For instance, if someone won't give up their iPad for your better pad, then leave them alone. That's energy wasted trying to convince them of something that they refuse to see, right? So all the people who are into Apple, it's Apple, it's Apple, it's Apple. They are zealots. They are just in it just because it says Apple. And I bet you could invent a phone or something that is 10 times better and they would still say, oh, this is Apple, I'm keeping my Apple. You have to learn immediately when you're talking to a zealot, right? Or a religious person, or a stupid person, or an evil person. You have to identify that immediately and say, have a nice day, right? And you need to walk on because that's energy and time that you are wasting. And number 20, prepare to be a millionaire daily. And that's the end. Thank you for watching the Shakaama live show. This is the second part of the introduction. The real learning starts in the next video on. Not that you didn't learn anything here. This video you should share with everybody that you possibly can and know. And go back, rewatch the video and take notes on this video. And I'm serious about everything in this video. There is just such poor training in the Black community when it comes to business. And there is such a slave mentality that is rampant today in the Black community. And it is my duty to eradicate that and destroy that mentality. By watching these videos, I will help you destroy that mentality in yourself. There should be no reason that your mom or dad should say, go get a job. That is a high crime. I consider that treason to our race. Thank you for watching the Shakaama Live Show.